goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think a fall angel just walked by. I think a fall angel just walked by.
Alright, what's up, you guys? I'm gonna start tonight. This was a question I got asked. Sorry, I'm sweating. I was back here working on the Chevy, trying to get the front end all replaced, bumpers aligned, and all that. But anyways, about being financially ready for this business. And instead of doing a daily vlog today, I figured I'd go over this. And this is what I did for months. I'm talking every day I was sitting at my 9 to 5 or my 7:30 or my 6:30 to 5:30, as was what I really worked. I sat there and I did these numbers in my head and I wrote them down, and I kept thinking about it, and I would put the numbers down and change them around a little bit to see if this was going to work for me. So I'm going to put it up on the screen here in a little bit, so just bear with me. What I did was I broke down all my bills. My mortgage, my truck, utilities, credit card, commercial insurance, and then just miscellaneous expenses. Not like spending money, just things I was missing, should I say. So I figured up that number, and these aren't my numbers. I'm just going off general numbers. I couldn't remember what my numbers were at the time, so I just kind of made up something close to what would be realistic. If you have more than one income or you only have one income, these numbers could be different. No big deal. It all kind of applies to, it's the same principle. So I got this number, and like I said, bear with me. I'm going to put it up on the screen here eventually. And I also figured up 2 or 3 goals: $10,000 a month, $12,000 a month, and $15,000 a month. And those were just starting numbers that I thought I would like to achieve. And what I did from there was I figured that I would probably get roughly around 10 miles per gallon. You know, fuel is going to be one of your biggest expenses in this industry, obviously, and you know, depending on where you are, I average the price at $3 a gallon. If you're in Pennsylvania, it's going to be a little higher. Go down to Maryland, it's lower. You know, $3 a gallon. And I figured that to be successful for all miles, deadhead included, I would like to be around $1.50. So what I did from there was figure up at 10 miles per gallon to make $10,000, that'd be 6,666 miles. So I'm roughly $2,000 in fuel for that month. Same thing with $12,000 is $2,400 at 8,000 miles, and $15,000 was $3,000 in fuel at 10,000 miles for the month. What I also did was take 20% of that and take it right off. Taxes, maintenance, just things to, you know, money you're not going to see or you're going to be given right back out. So as you break it down, what I did and why I had 3 different scenarios was kind of like a good, better, best, and where I wanted to be as far as at the end of the month, after all my bills and all my expenses, how much money did I want to have, or did I think I could comfortably live off of for savings, you know, daily expenses like going out to eat, not on the job, but like, you know, going out to eat with the family. You got things around the house to take care of and pay for. Like I have a pool, so that's an expense during the summer, chemicals and electricity. And I got the shop, so that's an electricity bill, just things like that. So I, I put some of that in the miscellaneous, but there's a lot of unforeseen expenses. So I kind of just did like a 20% take right off. So if you break everything down, if you run the 6,666 miles to make $10,000, after all your bills and your expenses, you're going to bring home about $2,300, which isn't bad. I mean, like I said, it's going to vary for what your lifestyle is, what your spending habits are. Like I watch I think it's the Graham Stevens show, Graham Stephan show, something like that, and he talks finances, and he's very successful in YouTube and real estate, rental properties, and he talks about being like he doesn't spend any money. Is how he saves money. Like I'm in a t-shirt that's not even mine. I got it. I stole it from somebody, one of my buddies. I'm in shorts I've had for 10 years. Just things like that. I don't spend money on clothes. I have a $50 watch. Like I don't really spend money. So the $2,300 could work perfectly for somebody like me. Now, good. Let's jump ahead to $12,000 a month, which you'd be making roughly, obviously, $3,000 a week. You'd run 8,000 miles in the month, $2,400 in fuel, and then $2,400 in the 20%, which leaves you about $3,500 extra for that month. Now, you have to think if all you do is run like an extra 1,300 miles, that number jumps up, only $1,200. So it's something to think about there. So if you jump up to $10 or $15,000 for the month, you do 10,000 miles, $3,000 in fuel, $3,000 in the 20% to take off, and you're coming home with $5,300. So for 2,000 miles there, you're making a $1,800 gain. So it's something to think about. As you run more miles, your expenses get greater, more wear and tear on your trailer, truck, more maintenance required, and it's all about what you want to come home with at the end of the day. So what I did, like I said, when I was at we'll call it my 9 to 5, I sat there and I crunched these numbers constantly. I added in, unforeseen expenses. I added in, I got married, so I had the wedding cost. I was taking so much money aside to pay for the wedding, and I did it every different scenario as far as a number I could achieve and what I would have left over after all my expenses. So it kind of gave me an idea of, is this realistic? Say you want to make $30,000 in a month, and the way the market is, obviously you're not going to just start in a 9 car, be successful without a high payment on insurance and on your truck, and fuel's going to be expensive because you're probably going to be getting 6 miles a gallon, things like that. So that's why I crunched these numbers in every which way. What if I on my expense, well, what if I paid off this and that gave me freed up an extra $300 a month? Am I going to benefit by taking $4,000 capital and putting into that? So something to think about. This probably bored a lot of you, which is fine. Just hit the thumbs up anyways. But I'm going to put this up as I kind of wrote it down on this piece of paper, and it'll give you an idea of what I did to crunch numbers just to see if this was going to work for me. And you can apply your numbers and see if you mess with that $1.50 a mile all miles number, if you would drop it to $1.30 or you would raise it to $1.80, you can really see how the numbers are going to change, which may, give you incentive to stack partials, or get a 5 car instead of a 3 car, just things like that. So again, guys, I appreciate you watching tonight's video. I'm gonna get back working on this truck here. Getting a little frustrated because I need an extra set of hands, but my father will be here tomorrow. I just need to, like, the way the bumper needs pulled up on one side and pushed down on the other, or whatever, vice versa, to get it to line up correctly, because it was hit pretty hard in the front end. The truck's not going to be perfect fixing it in the garage like this, and I'm okay with that. It's a work truck. If I do get rid of the Dodge, obviously this is going to be my personal and my work truck still. But with that being said, guys, smash that like button on the way out, and we'll see you on the next one.